voices. I'm Bre and this is Aaron Golden, and it is an ungodly hour in the morning.
Horrible, horrible hour. Why are we awake?
Beast in the East!
Start off the promotion with ads for the thing that we've already bought.
It was early.
Yeah.
It was actually, the ads were a nice reminder of what we'd planned to watch.
Were they?
No.
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 No. Did we really care about anything on this card other than Finn Balor and Kevin Owens? Like going in?
Going in, no.
I'm an old school fan and have been for most of my life. And even going in, I didn't care about anything other than the NXT match.
So Chris Jericho
versus Adrian Neville, who now no longer has a first name because Vince McMahon thinks Adrian is a girl's name.
You know what? There were some good submissions.
Really good reversals, really good submissions, a lot of good high-flying spots. Jericho barely wrestles anymore, so I don't understand why he won. Adrian Neville is very clearly one of those guys who is going to be a very important player in the future scene of the company.
Well, I kind of felt like Jericho was there for the old school fans.
You know, like they kept the energy high, they kept it running.
One of the things I actually kind of liked about it is that it looked like wrestling.
Yep.
Like it wasn't as showy as some of the other matches tonight, but it looked like a classic wrestling match.
No real need for this match to happen. Nothing was gained by this match.
No.
It just happened. It doesn't move anybody forward and it doesn't move anybody back.
Maybe he just wanted a free trip to Japan.
It's quite possible.
Like, I'd wrestle Neville for a free trip to Japan.
I'd wrestle Paige for a free trip to Japan.
You and me both.
I would have preferred to see Neville win.
Yeah.
You know, I think it would have meant a lot more for Neville to go over here. But having Neville lose does nothing for Jericho, and it does nothing for Neville.
Why, WWE?
Just why?
Why? We had some friends over for a little while. They kind of gave up when they realized we were actually going to stay up and watch the whole thing.
Yep. One of them thought that Jericho and Edge were the same person. Edge is what happens when Jericho calls upon the power of Grayskull.
We need more coffee.
We really do.
We need more coffee. Divas Championship.
Alright, Nikki Bella versus Tamina Snuka. Why would you get rid of the Snuka part of that name, by the way? And Paige. Paige is amazing. Sadly, there's nobody on the roster that can keep up. It's annoying. It makes me long for Paige to be on NXT. Paige was really good. Nikki was really good. And Tamina was kind of there.
So it was just like three chicks in a ring wailing on each other?
Yeah.
Without the history, and they didn't have a little clip or anything.
Yeah, well, they don't do that for the Divas on the main roster. The story...
And that's disappointing, because I want to know what the story is so that I know who I'm rooting for and how I feel about everyone involved.
Tamina looks awesome. She looks like a powerhouse. She looks like an athlete. She doesn't move like an athlete.
No.
She moves like somebody who has just discovered, you know, the human concept of body and is still coming to terms with it. And Paige didn't win, because Paige isn't allowed to win because we need Nikki Bella to be the longest reigning Divas champion, so we don't have to bring up AJ anymore. Which is stupid.
One thing that really, really annoyed me was Nikki Bella's shirt. She's got like a lace-up front shirt, and the laces started to come undone. And I just spent the whole time like waiting for her boobs to pop out, and they never did. And I found that extremely disappointing.
I need my blanket. Me and my bunk. Don't even hold it at this point.
It's okay, we still have 4 more matches to talk about.
I know.
More ads.
Yep.
Lots of ads for the thing we're already watching.
Yep.
Once we're watching a thing...
We've clearly bought in.
Yeah. We've given you our money, and you've given us a thing. You don't need to keep asking us for money for the thing. Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar, the Beast in the East.
Okay, so they built the entire thing around this match.
Well, I guess
it's the halfway
point. Midpoint.
It's a semi-main, we'll call it.
Semi-main.
Yeah.
No. It was the midpoint.
Yeah. You play Mortal Kombat and you get past everybody else, and then you get to Goro, and like you hand it off to a newbie, and you just watch Goro slaughter the newbie. That was this match. Brock no-sold everything that Kofi did.
Did Leonardo DiCaprio book this fight?
I'm so glad I have a blanket. I'm so happy that there's a blanket here.
But that's how I felt. I felt like they were taking this poor little And he'd done something wrong, and this was his punishment.
You know, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that Kofi did something wrong years ago, and it wasn't like anything bad. It's just something that the WWE people in charge were like, well, you done wrong, so we're just going to mangle you for the rest of your tenure with us. Because the dude can't catch a break. He's like the perfect babyface who they've got booked as a heel in a heel faction that they just regularly job out and doesn't really seem to have any real direction. It's annoying, because Kofi is awesome and deserves better than this, but at the same time, watching Brock just murder him was kind of great.
Like we saw was coming from 3 billion miles away.
It was, you know, here's the thing. When they announced this match, I actually got excited.
Really?
Because I thought to myself, you know, Kofi's amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be in Japan, so, you know, only certain people, like, the people on the network are going to see it, and it's not going to be like a mainstream thing at all. So maybe they'll just let Kofi cut loose. Maybe they'll give them like 10-15 minutes and let them work like a really good, fast-paced match where Kofi starts trying to use his size to try and like take the Beast down, and the Beast just won't go down. And it wasn't that at all.
No.
It was just, no, I'm gonna kill you. Nothing you do can stop this. Nothing you do can save yourself. You are a helpless child.
Brock murders Kofi, and then the rest of the posse just runs in there.
He's part of a group called The New Day.
The New Day, whatever.
I'm so irritated with the main roster booking team. I can't even begin to describe it. It's so aggravating to watch so many talented people just get butchered for no good reason, or saddled with shitty gimmicks for no good reason, or just end up in like stupid fucking stories for no good reason. And so watching Kofi just get murdered, like there's a certain degree of, yeah, this is great because it's different.
It held my attention for the entire length of the match.
Yeah, because we were like, Brock is just murdering this guy.
Yeah. And the match was only like 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Which helps.
You say that, and then we end up watching Finn Balor and Kevin Owens, and your attention was completely on that match for the whole goddamn thing.
But I think should we talk about them last?
Give them the main event spot that they deserved, as opposed to what we actually got as a main event.
Yeah, so the actual main event, because NXT can't close it, they throw on this tag team match with King Barrett and Kane.
Republican.
Versus Dolph Ziggler and John Cena.
And it was fun, because you'd never seen Ziggler before.
No, I'd never seen Ziggler.
And I was like, yeah, this guy is awesome. You were like, he just looks weird. Ziggler? Really?
The booking of this match kind of just blew my mind. Dolph Ziggler and John Cena seem like weird partners. King Barrett, I don't know anything about. Kane, I remember from when I was a child. So it's like you've got an old man and a pretentious Brit versus a heavy metal guy and some fitness dude.
Even storyline-wise, it doesn't, like, if you know the context, it still doesn't make any goddamn sense. It feels like the bookers, like, watched a bunch of stuff and then didn't understand how any of it worked, but are trying to copy it without any understanding of how anything fits together. This match was incredibly formulaic. They had 2 extended, what are called heat spots, where you've got, like, the face getting the shit kicked out of him, and then getting the tag. So you had Cena getting the shit kicked out of him, and then he makes the tag to Ziggler. Ziggler comes in and, like, high energy, and you were immediately sold on him. He ate, like, a move and then got beaten up for ages. And then he made the tag to Cena, and Cena came in and won the match.
Honestly, it really felt like they were just killing time until the end of the broadcast.
Yep. We kept actually looking at the time.
To see how much more of this we had to endure.
Felt like they were doing the same thing. I didn't care about anything that happened on this match. The other thing is that after watching Kevin Owens hit John Cena's moveset, and then watching John Cena do it, it's just sort of like, oh, you know, I kind of prefer it when Owens does it.
Yeah, I think because Owens a heel, and John Cena's stuff is a little bit arrogant, and that Owens hits it and you just loathe him.
Yep.
And when Cena hits it, it doesn't hit the same emotional chord for me that it does with Owens. Because you know Owens is doing it to irk Cena.
Yeah.
And Cena's doing it because it's the only thing he knows how to do.
Cena's so much better than people give him credit for. Cena's so much better than this booking gives him credit for. But wow, this match was just there. It was very paint by numbers. Like, Barrett's okay, and Kane can still kind of go and be carried to good matches, and Ziggler is awesome, and...
Ziggler had so much enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
Dolph was still trying, and you said at the beginning of the match, you're like, oh, watch this guy. He is going to sell the shit out of this, even if it murders him.
Yep.
And I was like, really? Really? The guy with the hair?
Yeah.
But you were right,
Mm-hmm.
and I owe you $1.
Neat.
Spoiler alert, Cena won.
Yeah, really. Didn't care about this match at all.
Well, and again, like, there was nothing leading up to it. There was no story, and the announcers didn't really have a story for it.
Well, the announcers
there was no promo.
really phoned it in tonight.
Yeah.
Like, wow, did they not care about anything happening?
Well, and if the announcers don't care, how are we supposed to care? Like, how?
Look at how much passion the NXT announce team puts into their shows.
Like,
look at how much,
you
especially the Lucha Underground guys.
What the fuck, WWE? We gave up sleep for you.
Now can we talk about the real main event? Make no mistake, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. This is what we came for. This is what the crowd came for. Kevin Owens is the biggest dick in the world. He set up for like the kick thing, back and forth, and then he just throws on headlock. Just lazy headlock, and it was beautiful.
Headlocks are boring.
Yep.
But he puts passion and attitude into them in a way that I just adore.
Yeah. Randy Orton, and I hate Randy Orton. But he has the best looking headlocks in the business. Kevin Owens murders him on the headlock front. Like the Randy Orton thing, it's still a headlock, it's still a rest hold. With Owens, it feels like the headlock mattered. I'm going to smother you. I'm going to eat all of your energy. I'm going to piss off the crowd. I'm going to piss off you, and I don't fucking care. Because this is how I'm going to win the match.
They reversed 3-4 times before anyone got a move out.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like a genuine slog.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
in the best possible sense.
best possible way. Like, both men are giving it absolutely everything. I came in and my bet was that Kevin Owens would win, but he would cheat. We
had one guy who was like, no, Finn Balor is going to win, but his buddy is going to interfere on his behalf, Hideo Itachi. And I was like, he's going to win clean.
So you win another $1. I would give you
2
another
months
$1.
rent.
You felt like the arena was treating it like the main event,
yeah.
too. The beautiful geisha girls come out, they present both participants with flowers, and the streamers are pouring down.
And Finn Balor is like doing the full-on demon thing, but he, like takes the flowers and seems very honored to have them. And Kevin like sort of like grabs his flowers, like looks at them, looks at the girl, and as soon as she backs off, he just like walks over to the other side of the ring and throws his flowers down the entrance ramp. The geisha who handed Finn Balor her flowers,
I don't think they knew what they were getting into.
No.
She was very awkward and very scared.
Yeah.
Of the man painted like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in most social situations, that is the right action to take.
You see a dude painted as a monster, like just walking down, I don't know, Granville Street.
Yeah.
There's probably something a little bit wrong there.
Or there's a convention.
If
I were a normal person, my instinct would be to back away slowly.
This match was great. We started off with the murder death kick.
Oh yeah, like he doesn't even get the streamers off his arms. He's just like flies into it.
Yeah. We get like this ultra intense, like brutal fight for a while, then Kevin Owens slows things down and starts being the biggest dick possible. He steals John Cena's entire moveset. He tries to win by countout twice. Yeah. And instead of it being like...
Which would have been so good!
Yeah, instead of it being like a coward's thing, he's like, what's the worst way that I can beat this guy? Humiliating.
The most humiliating thing for Finn would be to lose on a technicality. And even at the very end, after they'd handed Finn the belt, I was so sure someone was going to come out and be like, nope, there was a technicality in there, you gotta give it back.
The announcers actually did a good job of selling how much Kevin Owens hates Japan.
We were watching it with friends who haven't really been watching NXT, and when the Kevin Owens cosplayers started booing him...
Yeah. They were like, what? And we were like, yeah, there's nobody that can make an entire arena hate him like Kevin Owens. It's great. Halfway through it, they started doing everything needs to be reversed 5 or 6 times before anybody can hit a move.
But all the reversals were good.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't
Nothing felt rehearsed.
Nothing felt
like clean or
genuine.
crisp. It felt like an honest fight where these two guys were just so bloody skilled and knew each other well enough that they knew what the other guy was going to do. So everything was a fight. And the right guy won.
Kevin Owens came out so cocky, though,
Yep.
that if they had let him retain his title, I think the arena would have rioted.
Yeah. Particularly with all the trash talk that Owens continued to do over the course of the match. But with also the documentary they just did on Finn Balor, where they're like, yeah, born in Japan. I predicted the ending. I was still really happy with the ending, and I was still, like, you know, on the edge of my seat for the entirety of the fight.
Which
That's fair.
normally I complain when the guys just wear, like, the panties.
Yep.
But on Finn Balor, it's okay.
Yeah, you were commenting on that back during the the Neville Jericho match.
Yeah! It was like, didn't Jericho used to have pants?
He did.
He had pants and long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Bring those two things back.
He sadly swapped them both out.
For much shorter models. Is there anything else we want to say? Oh, and Finn offers his hand to Kevin Owens, who just goes.
Yeah, Kevin, like, spits at it and walks out and seems really angry about the whole thing.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a hat on a hat with the handshake.
Yeah.
Like, their feelings were so clear from that match, and it felt like they were looking for a clip that they could air on NXT next week.
Yeah. So that's...
Which is fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a TV show. You need clips.
Mm-hmm. Show of the night goes to NXT.
Agreed. NXT. For the first time in our series, it's gone to NXT.
Well, it got to be NXT versus the main roster, and NXT is so much better. The NXT people are so far above the main roster in terms of just work rate, moveset, and being able to tell the story within the context of the match that it's frightening. Who's your MVP?
Dolph Ziggler. The tag team match was a great palate cleanser before I went on with my day, but he brought an energy and enthusiasm and a heart to it that made it watchable. As someone who doesn't watch the main roster, it was hard to get invested, and he drew me into that tag match. Who's your MVP?
And so I want to give it to Paige, because I really, really appreciate Paige and everything that she does. But I gotta give it to either Finn Balor or Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Because that match was incredible. They did a really, really good, solid fight. The flow was perfect. Everything felt great. If I were to give it to one over the other...
See, that's why I went with Ziggler.
I'm going to go with Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did the perfect job selling everything. He picked his spots really well.
He has so much heart.
Yeah.
He brings so much heart to the sport, and I really admire that in him.
Let us know what you think. If there's anything that you'd like us to cover in particular or talk about it in general, we can do that. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi, Mom!